It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Milton Glueck along with Dr. Calvin Finch, Mark Peterson. Trace will join us, I'm sure, in a little while. And we'd love to hear from you. 210-308-8867. Or we're live here at Milberger's on a beautiful South Texas afternoon. Why don't you come on by, bring in your gardening questions, or just bring some stuff to show off. We'd love to hear from you and find out what's going on. 210-308-8867, though, is the number.
It would be great to hear some monarch reports.
Yeah, monarch reports would be good.
And we got some yesterday. Lulu told us
Lulu.
She had caterpillars already.
So, yep, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
How long before they no longer caterpillars but they're butterflies?
30 days.
30 days? Okay.
Yep.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All
and
right.
a lot of those monarchs, well, we haven't seen a lot so far, but some of the monarchs coming through will not lay eggs. They'll just keep moving.
Oh, they'll keep, okay.
Yeah, because we don't have a lot of milkweed growing at this point because of the freezes we've had and everything. So it's good news to get some of them hatching. But I suspect it'll be the majority will keep migrating through into the Midwest and Canada.
You know, of course, monarchs like milkweed, right?
They absolutely need milkweed.
They need milkweed. If only there was sure, San Antonio, everybody in San Antonio knows about, milkweed and monarchs. But, there are folks like in Wilson County, and they're just not sure. If only there was something happening that could help them to understand milkweed and how to grow it.
Well, there's hope on the way.
What?
What a coincidence.
No way. What?
Well, the new Master Gardener chapter agrees with you.
Hey,
And they are sponsoring one of our milkweed and butterfly classes, and it'll be on the 8th of May at 6 p.m. in Floresville.
Yep.
And so there's plenty of seats still left.
And I left the number in the car.
Oh, do you have the number, Calvin? There, I think Calvin's got it.
Okay.
He's looking for it right now, the number to call.
I know it's 1106 10th Street.
Oh, 4th Street.
4th Street.
4th Street.
4th Street.
That's what I said.
Classroom 10.
Classroom 10, that's
with your accent, it's hard to know sometimes. Yeah. So, I'm sure that's what you said.
I think a lot of folks that are familiar with Floresville knew the address. So I suspect it's the courthouse area. That there's a whole block there.
I remember it well. I remember the windstorms.
Oh, yeah. Woof. We had the Wilson County gardening days. Yes. All right. 210-308-8867.
Yeah, and the class is 1103 4th Street, Classroom 10. That's May 8th, of course. And if you want to reserve a spot, call 573-286-8953. 573-286-8953. And those folks that reserve a spot and are interested in monitoring some seeded milkweed will receive 2 containers. At least one will be germinated already, and the other one will have seeds pending germination. And we're asking them to monitor and let us know when they germinate and if they germinate, and let us know also what kind of results they have on transplanting.
Mm-hmm. It's easy as that. And you're part of a bigger project, and a lot of fun. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And if you need that number again, you just call us here at the station, and Al will tell me to repeat that for you.
Yeah, and it's an unusual with the first 3 digits because it's a one of the master gardeners number. I forget. I think she's originally from Utah. Or
oh, okay.
But they'll, or of course, that's another good idea. If you call the radio station or get a hold of me, we'll reserve you a spot, because this is the last monarch and milkweed class we've got scheduled for the spring. So if you want to participate, you need to participate in this one.
All right. Mark, how are you doing?
Good. I was running a little late, as you noticed.
All right.
And got everything except the
That's okay.
Calvin's article.
You're cool. So I was thinking, amongst things that we can talk about today.
Yes.
Between
you
calls,
do that occasionally.
I do. Occasionally I think about that.
Yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to talk about on Palm Sunday?
Yeah, other than that, yes, everyone, it's Palm Sunday. We could talk about palms for San Antonio.
Okay, let's do that.
Let's do that. Well, after our freezes, we found out a little bit about palms and cycads, and the toughest palms were the saballs, and that includes the native Texas or Mexican sabal that's found down in the valley and in various places along river areas, and then also the Washingtonia, which is the California fan palm.
Right.
Now, also there's the Mexican fan palm with the dubious name of Robusta, Washingtonia robusta. It did not do well. So you have to make sure you got the California fan palm or one of the saballs.
Now, when you say it didn't do well, does that mean
it died?
Okay, that's not doing well.
Well, the vast majority, 95%.
They got tough trunks. The trunks will sit there and stare at you for a few years, too, though.
Yeah. And then the European, some of the smaller palms, the Chinese fan palm, and Chinese windmill palm, and the European fan palm survived well. So none of the queens, none of the robustas, and what else? A lot of the phoenix. We had a false phoenix canariensis date palm.
Oh, okay.
And that didn't do well either.
Oh.
So say that again. Which ones would, if you're somebody that's partial to
yeah, somebody if it would love some palms, to get a little tropical feel in their landscape. The smaller ones are the Chinese windmill, Chinese fan, the European fan palm, which is the only one that's multiple trunk.
And
then the larger ones are going to be the California fan palm and the sabal palms. There's also one from Florida that did well. That's called the cabbage palm, or the Florida Carolina fan palm. But that's a sabal.
And what do we have here? Usually here.
We have here. It goes by different names. It goes Sabal Mexicana or Sabal Texana.
Okay.
But if you would walk down in maybe like Almas Basin, the headwaters, or any one of the creeks, the creek on the east side, it starts with an S. I can't remember.
Oh.
Anyway, any one of those creeks, you'd see these little palms.
You can call Mark and tell him what the creek on the east side is.
Okay, or I'll remember it shortly.
Right.
After another drink of coffee. But those are the ones that kind of have beautiful bluish-green fronds, and those are ones that survived really well.
Okay. All right.
So that's a good question.
Thank you. And I have a palm question, too, in a minute. But we got to help Richard out at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Richard, welcome to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. How are you doing today?
Not bad. Question, have you guys ever heard of Zenith zoysia? And if so, what's your opinion of it?
What is Venus? Venus zoysia? Zenith.
Maybe Xeon? Or maybe it's a new one. There's a Xeon, Zeon, zoysia, and that was used at the headquarters of SAWS for a while. Like many zoysias, it doesn't like shade.
Okay, this was a brand new. It's from seed, so that's why I was wondering. This is the first time I've seen it.
That's the first time I ever heard zoysia by seed. So.
Oh wow, yeah.
So yeah, it could be a brand new one.
I see the grass seed. I see Zenith zoysia grass seed for sale.
Seed?
Yep.
Wow.
I'd be careful.
It says shade tolerant, a turf grass that's widely adaptable to full sun or light shade. This is from a website, Supersod.
Okay.
Medium green color, medium texture blade makes something.
Okay.
So yeah, we can ask Trace too. I bet you Trace knows.
Yeah. So no, I have not heard of it. To answer your
My
original
backyard,
question.
well, it used to be Bermuda grass, and then it turned into crabgrass, and I got a lot of berry
Oh.
stock.
Right.
I seeded with common Bermuda last year, and nothing sprouted. So I'm just trying to think.
Is it full sun?
It is.
All right.
For about,
Good.
Till about 3 o'clock, and then the Texas red oak starts giving it a little bit of shade
All right.
for 50% of the yard.
Well, no, that's good. The Bermuda should have done better, but we don't have any experience with this, and for the many decades, if not hundreds of years, we would say zoysia and St. Augustine you can't grow by seed; you have to do it by sod. So this is a new thing. Maybe Trace has heard about it.
Yeah, we'll do some more research on this end, or if somebody is familiar with it, like you've got it and you planted it from seed, call us at 210-308-8867.
But
Sorry, Richard.
Yeah, be careful.
My neighbor has a backyard that's common Bermuda, and the front of his is zoysia. And he hires one of these chemical companies to do his maintenance and fertilization and everything else. We've had a bit of St. Augustine that sprouted spontaneously between our houses, and neither one of us has ever planted St. Augustine.
That's interesting.
You're sure it's St. Augustine?
It's definitely St. Augustine.
You didn't have any rescue grass come up during the winter.
They look alike.
I have to take a picture and send it to Milton and see what you
Yeah,
think.
do that, will you?
That's great. And everyone out there, please do.
Okay,
Yeah.
give me a few
If there's
minutes
a
and I'll
question,
listen
send
to the
it.
radio then.
All right, Milton
hey.
at KLUP.com. Thanks, man. Yeah, and we're going to keep talking about it. We'll see if we can't get somebody help on
All
it.
right, thanks.
Yeah, that is a new phenomenon.
Do. It's a new what? A new what?
I don't know. I just heard a doo-doo.
No. What did you say? It's a new
Phenomenon.
Phenomenon.
do.
Okay, now I got you.
A new what? Okay, y'all aren't fun at all.
No.
All right.
Fortunately, I did watch a little Sesame Street.
Yeah,
so
I went full
what-
Muppets there.
Oh,
All right, 210-308.
You're a little younger. You were really
8867.
raised on it.
Okay.
I was born and raised on fractured fairy tales. And
Oh, yeah. We could go there, too.
Bullwinkle, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Yep. 210-308-8867. Yeah, so if you got right now Monarch reports are welcome, or Zenith zoysia.
Don't do that, Milton.
What?
Because we are the ones that should know about, do the research on the Zenith.
Okay. Never mind, don't call. If you know all about it, don't even call.
Well, but and Mark is right. We've gone through so many of these seeded zoysias and St. Augustines that have not been successful, that they've overstated, that we're a little hesitant to even get. We alert people to be aware that they have not been very successful in the past.
Be wary.
So.
Be cautious.
It
makes me nervous before until we hear about it.
We don't want to hear Calvin nervous, so do not call us with any reports. All right, 210-308.
We'll do the research on it.
Okay, 210-308-8867. 210. Trace is coming up. Shoulders kind of slumped. 210-308.
Well, I can predict what Trace is going to say.
Okay.
He's going to say the same thing we are.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious. Yeah, we should have asked him where he heard about it. That would have been a good question.
Well, we can tell him. It's probably on the back of a page of a
seed catalog.
No, it looks. I mean, if you go online, the websites that are promoting it seem to be,
legitimate.
So
are they horticulture concerns or?
Well, they're actually
Seed
seed companies, yeah. So maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. 210-308.
What's your other question on palms?
Okay, so my other question on palms is the big, tall ones that you see around Woodlawn Lake.
Yes.
And, now, which ones are those?
Those are Washingtonia florifera.
Prolifera?
Florifera. The California fan palms.
Okay.
Those are the big, fat ones.
Yeah.
The fatter they are, the trunk.
Right.
The more drought tolerant and cold tolerant they are.
Oh, that's interesting.
And they fared all right in the freeze.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they lost.
Well, there was one or two that probably was on its way out already, and the cold took it out.
Oh, okay.
Completely. So if you go on that street on Woodlawn Avenue, and descending into Woodlawn Lake, the majority of those are Sayballs. There may be some new Florida Sayballs. Sayballs. You're supposed to correct me and hit me.
And was that
Washingtonia?
So
what kind of management issues are so? They're completely different than the way we manage our shade trees.
So the main difference from trees and palms is the trees have a cambium layer around the circumference, and if that goes, the whole tree dies. Palms have little tubes throughout their trunk that carry the water and the nutrients down.
Now you wouldn't expect to lose a palm to drought, would you?
No, the trunk is, it's holding water. So when it's really wet, those trunks are very, very heavy because they're filled with water. But they will actually shrink during drought periods.
Yeah, it always amazes me how heavy they are. The tree companies have to be really careful.
Yeah, we use cranes, or we cut them down in very small pieces that we can use a hand truck.
How? Okay, so as is it time for me to ask my question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How common, or I'm not sure the right word to use, but how often are they the fronds?
Yes.
They're not. Okay.
So
do they fall?
They will decay.
Okay.
And it's a long period of time. So they're, I want to say annual or maybe 2 years, as they slowly, all the nutrients are slowly withdrawn from them and spread to the other fronds, and then they will stay on the trunk.
Interesting.
So they could stay on for a very long time. Hence, the name for the California fan palm is called petticoat palm. So all the fronds stayed on the trunk for a very long time. Eventually, they fell off.
Okay. So what causes them? So there's a couple in our neighborhood as I'm walking around. Yeah. And there's just one that's just like losing everything. And boy, those things do not decay.
No.
They, it's probably been down.
We can put them through a chipper, but
that's a good idea. It's decay. It doesn't want to. Yeah.
The only growing point for a palm is on the tippy top. It's the what you have palm hearts from.
Okay.
That's the apical bud, and that's where all the fronds come from.
Okay.
But if that goes, then the whole palm dies, and all the fronds die, and what have you, and it falls down.
We're talking about palms.
Yeah. So every time you have a part of palm in your salad,
you've killed a palm.
You've killed a palm.
Yeah. I'm not doing it anymore.
Just think about that.
Well, thank you for coming by. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, or come on by and visit us at Millburgers. We'll be right back with more right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Take a quick moment to give you a tip about the place to go for outstanding meats. And if you're looking for lamb for Easter...
Lamb, call ahead, though.
Yeah, you got to call ahead. I'll give you the number in just a second. But that's Pruski's Market on Highway 87 in Atkins, Texas. Oh, man, Pruski's is absolutely delicious. Great food, outstanding service. If you're looking for natural beef, they've got the Yanta Ranches beef, which you will absolutely love. No hormones, no added growth hormones, no antibiotics. Excellent poultry. We've talked about the sausage. I had some chicken sausage last night from Pruski's, and man, it's good stuff. Had that with cabbage, and I just kind of held my belly and went fast asleep afterwards. It was that good. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of that was
don't
good.
have any reminders while we're on the show.
What?
Well, you had cabbage.
Oh, don't. Oh, no reminders. Okay.
Thank you.
But anyway, look.
Why is that? Don't you like cabbage?
Oh, I love cabbage.
No, he doesn't like reminders of cabbage. Is that accurate?
I guess.
Okay. But anyway, head on over to Pruski's. Head to there today. They close at 5. You won't be disappointed if you got some grilling to do or if you're cooking an Easter meal. But do call ahead, and I'm going to give you that number. I'm going to tell you it's on. The address is 10140 Highway 87, and the phone number is 210-899-3853, 899-3853, or just go to Pruski'sMeatMarket.com. You'll find the number. All right.
That gardener really likes colorful flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, he's got what a wide array.
Yep.
Hibiscus.
What has he got on there?
He's got some hibiscus, it looks like, and some several of those, and then smaller plants in the front there. A lot of different colors. I can't tell what all the varieties are, though.
Trey said that the order from Florida was coming in. It
was that's
filled with all tropical color like hibiscus and mandevilla. I'm trying to remember what else he told us. Anyway, lots of color here.
Yeah, no, lots and lots of color.
Oh, not besides that. What are those? Are those petunias?
Isn't that what we when we looked at him and said, and porterweed too? And he just gave me a dirty look. Yeah.
That's the one. That's the time.
I wonder if Lulu went and asked him about the porterweed.
Well, that was good news that she got the large flowered milkweed that had come back already, and they already laid eggs on it.
Mm-hmm.
I checked mine, and I've got 4 of them, and 2 of them have come back. The foliage is coming back, and 2 of them have not started coming back yet. But a lot of let's see, showy. I have some showy and some butterfly weed, and they have not come back very well. Even my tropical, I'm not seeing a lot of them come back. I got a few coming back, but so if you're a gardener that's got a different report than that'd be interesting to let us know that whether you, because this was a little this weather we had with these freeze hits probably complicated that the milkweed coming back. But hopefully it will eventually. But so far it's not back in high numbers, which will be a problem for our migrating monarchs. It means that they will have to concentrate on the nectar plants. It means that you should have some zinnias, and you should have some mistflower, lantanas. That gar looks really fascinating too. I'll bet that they like that. And what else is a good nectar plant, Mark?
Well, we got all the zinnias out there. Did you mention those?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful.
Oh, and the pentas. The pentas are not in full bloom yet, but they'll be shortly.
I am kind of surprised that you said the butterfly weed didn't germinate, and that's the tuberosa. Is what you're saying. Yeah.
I've got one out of 6 that has come back so far. But that's one that's well known for coming back and easy to transplant.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my favorite ones. I like that one just because it does have a little color. The milkweed flowers are not known for their brilliant color. Well, except the tropical.
It always interests me when folks that have just gotten into the monarch butterfly issues and the milkweed, and then they've heard a lot about milkweed, like they go to lecture, and then they come and see a few, or even they've seen the photos, of the catalogs, and then they see the real plant, and that's, that antelope horn is not that attractive. Oh, and Zizodis is certainly not attractive.
All right,
but butterfly weed is.
Ready? 210-308-8867. We have a lantana propagation question from James at 210-308-8867. Hey, James, what's going on?
Hey, I'm the one who has had zero success throughout the years of trying to take cuttings and get them to grow. So we were at a gathering, an early Easter event yesterday, and a lady I had not met before, a real nice lady, she had made the comment, because there was some gold lantana out in the landscape, that she had tried to transplant, dig, et cetera, in the past with no luck. And I said, yeah, I've had the same issue just trying to pull it up. You know how the runners are, the roots. And so later in the evening, I started reading online a little bit, and I found the site. I don't even know what site it was, but they said it's very easy to propagate or start in a glass of water. What's your take on that, or experience or opinion?
Don't read that article anymore.
Yeah, I've never.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
But I've never heard of it being a real problem to get the roots started.
Even if it did happen, the roots that a plant puts on in water are not the same roots that it would put on in soil, and it would have to start all over again.
Oh, wow, really?
So
yeah, I've heard that too. Correct. Yeah, that's why I'm calling, because I was kind of skeptical myself. Okay, so don't even give that a try.
No,
okay,
don't read that anymore.
Okay, I don't even know what site it was. It was an AI thing, I think. Yeah, that AI thing's not all it's cracked up to be. At least not yet.
No, if you ask it tells you it is.
Yeah. So it is the best way.
Yeah, but I have a very brown thumb when it comes to try to take cuttings over the years. Roses, honeysuckle, whatever. Just no luck. I don't know what. Maybe I need to use the other thumb. I don't know. So what? How do you do it?
How do you do it, guys?
Well, first things first, make sure whatever you're trying to do is not patented. Because the last thing you want to do is break the law.
Oh, okay.
These are growing in my yard, so they have my patent on them. They're native.
All right, so I think on the lantana, I would try it multiple ways. So take off some leaves off of the stem, bury part of that stem where those leaves were in the ground. And if that roots, then you cut it off from the main plant, and you have one with the right kind of roots that will work again elsewhere.
Okay, so that's air layering.
Yeah, okay, I'm familiar with that. I've never tried that, but I want to try it, and I'm going to try it this year with my coral vine that I got from Milberger several years ago, the red one. I want to try to do that.
All right, that one just go get you a sharpshooter, dig up part of the root, and move part of the root.
Oh, break a piece of the root off.
But we're not talking about that because that's a patented plant.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But to your point there, because I don't know the answer on this, if it's a plant that I bought, even though it's patented, can I plant it in my own landscape if I don't sell it or distribute it?
That's
nobody's
patent law.
Know anyway.
I can't begin to answer the laws like that.
That is the most important thing, but there may be details in that Trace and I don't know.
Well, Trace is not the right one to talk to that about, because he has a responsibility that
Gotcha,
patented
gotcha.
law. Yeah.
Understand. Okay, well, I'm going to give it a try anyway, but I didn't say that.
No.
Okay.
All right. What about
Fred, we don't know who you are.
Yeah. So another way it would be by like hardwood or softwood or semi-softwood.
I imagine it's different for the timing of the year, and I don't know which way is right, but I would assume woody during the winter and fresh growth for spring.
There you go.
Okay, back to the coral vines. The coral vine, which is coming up from the ground the past month, and so it's all tender. Would this be a good time to try to separate a piece of the root and pot up, or in the fall?
Well, it'll work now.
Work
too.
now. Okay. All right. I'll give it a try.
We're just giggling about that because most of the time we're trying to chop out those and keep it under control rather than encourage it. Yeah.
Well, mine's been in the ground only about 4 or 5 years, and I even forget the name of it. I don't know. Trace probably remembers the red one he was selling a while back. But it's beautiful, and if I could propagate it, I could move it further down my fence line because I have a several 100-foot fence line I want to try to get it growing on.
Yeah, I would think if you just watered it, it would make it down the fence line on its own.
I would think so too.
There's no reason you can't help it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to give it a go. See what happens. Appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you, James. You take care.
Thank you.
All right.
You too.
210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Trace, what's happening today here at Millburgers?
It's a beautiful day.
Isn't it pretty?
I saw something for the first time available.
Ooh.
But it has to materialize first.
Okay. So
But,
theoretically.
I believe it was a chili patine, a New Mexico chili patine.
Huh.
So I ordered 10 flats, and we will see if they actually show up.
Okay. That's a neat new thing.
Yeah.
Calvin has some things he wants to request.
I thought maybe he would just continue the list.
No, that was the only unusual. Hadn't seen this year yet.
The begonia, Whopper begonias and porterweed and...
So no and no. I did order some plants that I actually had to look up, Milton.
Uh-oh.
So theoretically, Thursday or Friday, there's going to be some really cool-looking quartz. Don't ask me what the names are because they were all unpronounceable.
Okay.
But anyway, there should be some really interesting things that we've never had before.
Okay.
And I've been doing this a long time, Milton. I've never heard these names before.
Oh, wow. All right. Hopefully they're...
And what are they?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Because it was
okay. We don't remember.
Most of the names were unpronounceable.
All right. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Okay.
I don't remember them.
What we do have that are moving a lot out are the tropical milkweed. That's really seems to be popular with customers.
And some, what did we just say? Hibiscus.
Mm-hmm. And bougainvilleas.
That's what you got this week, right?
We got in bougainvilleas. We got hibiscus in earlier.
Mandavillas, yeah.
Yep, we got mandavillas too. Oh, I can hear myself better.
Yeah.
All of a sudden.
And those number one tomatoes, those big
Yep,
large
that was
tomatoes.
new this week. So I'm done with 4-inch pots on tomatoes. So we're going to go to gallons as long as I can keep getting them. Maybe to 10-inch if I can find that, but no more 4-inch. So if you want baby ones, you need to come pretty quick.
Actually, these are nice looking plants, and they have not hardened off, and they're not putting fruit on yet. So
one of those gallon cans actually had a golf ball sized tomato on it.
Did it?
Oh, really?
Of course, it's probably gone now because that's what tends to happen to stuff like that. But
yeah,
I was surprised that it already had them.
Yeah, I was looking at them and surprised that there weren't. That they hadn't set a lot of fruit, so that's perfect for planting them in the garden right now.
Well, they were in a greenhouse, so there probably wasn't wind pollination and probably not too much insect pollination either.
Calvin reminded me of yesterday. Those one in the number ones are all rodeo tomatoes, 81 and 48, plus some Bobcat.
Yeah.
What was there?
There was only 3 varieties.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm trying to remember the third.
I don't remember.
Yeah, well, of course, the celebrity was mentioned, but that's in the other size.
We have it on the smaller ones. We have lots of celebrity. And
Ruby Crush.
Ruby Crush.
Some of our warm weather vegetables have recovered from the wind from last weekend.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
Some of those
Remember
back
which
on
one
the
they
table.
were, Milton?
And
Okra.
I ordered
We said that got hit hard.
I ordered a bunch more just in case not all of it makes it back.
Cucumbers, that's right. Yeah, and somebody was looking for cucumbers yesterday, so they're coming in again?
Theoretically.
Okay.
And some of the ones we had were salvageable this morning, so I told one of the girls to bring them back over.
All right.
Well, the thing about the cucumbers, they recover pretty quickly if the leaves are not. Some plants, when they get wind damaged or lost cause.
They were valiant, but they were lying down a bit.
With a pretty sad note.
Yeah, after the freezing wind.
I just always just find cucumbers to be, you just kind of say, oh gosh, they look sad, and then 3 days later you're looking, they got a little fruit on them. They're an amazing plant, easy to grow, nutritious, and tasty. And then Milton, are you having any luck with your background planting with them, having them go?
I don't know what that means.
Your lattice work for the.
No, I didn't do that. I did a tomato cage thing.
Oh, rather than
Yeah, I hope that works. I don't have it.
Sounds like they're Milton proof.
They are tough. And they're one of those plants like the bush beans that make you look like a genius.
We had a customer ask about eggplants. Have we got any kind of timing on that?
Theoretically, on that same truck, there should be some eggplant.
Okay, cool.
All right. 210-308-8867. We're going to take a quick break. Come back in a moment. 210-308-8867. Come on out and visit us at Millburgers at 1604 on Boulevardy Road. I'm Milton Glueck. Back after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Calvin, what else is going on?
Well, of course, we're kind of the key part for the lawns. Most everybody started to mow their lawn. They started the recovery, and we suspect it'll be a good time to fertilize about May 1st, usually. One of the questions I had in one of my other columns was, what about using the combination herbicide and fertilizer for the lawn? They had accepted the mowing two real grasses twice, but they thought that would be a good gesture, and I mentioned that the timing here in our area is not appropriate for that combination herbicide and fertilizer. You've got you should have applied the pre-emergent herbicide a month ago, and then you'll be ready to fertilize. If not now, you're ready in a few weeks, couple weeks. When about May 1st is usually when. This year's been unpredictable because of the rain, though, and those freezes, and that heat.
It has been a roller coaster ride of temperatures, hot, cold, windy. As I speak today, it's kind of a windy day on the porch.
I don't think I've ever remember, Mark, with the regermination of those winter grasses like this. I had we mostly weeded my vegetable and flower garden, and there they are growing very strongly again.
I think it was the rain.
I
think it was such a long time without the rain that when we finally did get a few good episodes,
you're probably right.
It just like what they just took off, going rain again, and started their whole life cycle up again. So.
Yeah, what was it? Almost 2 inches of rain. So it was a good
It was a good rain. Not enough. We still need more. We still need about 10 to 12 inches.
Well, yeah, still 40 feet difference between the average aquifer level this time of the year and the actual aquifer level. So we need some serious rain at the right spot, and not insignificant amounts.
Yes.
And the Sinisa are blooming.
Huh?
The Sinisa in my neighborhood are
Yes.
blooming.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I saw some when somebody was buying some here.
Yeah,
and
they
were
have
blooming.
blooms on them too.
So do we start the clock now?
We can.
So within the next 48 hours, we're going to have rain?
No.
Oh. Next
Some-
72 hours?
Sometimes even about a week or so.
Yeah, mine aren't blooming yet. Mine look like just barely like
So
they're hanging
7
on.
to 30 days, are we saying?
We'll say 2 weeks. Okay. Hey,
Generous.
It is generous, but sometimes weather people are wrong, but you don't curse them, do you? Until say it.
Not always.
Okay, sometimes.
Sometimes.
All right.
Well,
we'll see what happens.
We tell the story over and over about Steve Brown. We teased him about the weather when we had some undesirable weather, and he got pretty serious
He did not
about
take it well.
Yeah.
Did you tell Steve about the Sinisa? I guess not.
Oh, I bet we did.
No, okay.
I'm sure we have, because he was kind of inclined towards that kind of a...
Okay.
Yeah, he loved that the lettuce, and he loved seeding his citrus, and of course he was really into the gardening.
Probably still is.
Yeah, I was going to say we're starting to talk like he has passed.
Yes, I know. That's why I jumped in.
And he's still here.
Because if I were listening to Calvin, I'd be like, "Is Steve still alive?"
I think is he younger than we are?
I don't know.
He's probably not
He's
younger
pretty close to
than
me,
you
I
two.
think. Yeah. But anyway, yes, he's traveling the world.
Okay, wow, good for him. All right, well, we'll see what the Sinisa say, but the weather forecast doesn't say it, but I believe in the Sinisa.
Yes, I also saw the weather forecast. That's why.
Did you see any weather? I know, but sometimes the Sinisa seem to know something that the National Weather Service doesn't seem to know. But they are pretty around town. They're gorgeous when they bloom.
Well, they're a versatile, unusual native plant too, because it always amazes me that you can prune them, shape them, and they still bloom, and that they are very drought tolerant, and the deer don't eat them. So it's a good addition to your landscape. An important part of every xeriscape they used to be, for sure.
Yep, I got ours. I'll have to see if ours are blooming. I'm not sure. The neighborhood has them blooming, but I don't know.
But some of them are a little slower.
Yeah.
Mine seem to be slower.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. The number, Mark, did you see what was out there veggie-wise? And
yeah, it looks like we have, we've been talking about the tomatoes. And we have lots of Ruby Crush, some of the Sweet 100s, Grape and Celebrity, and a few of the heirloom types.
Okay.
Like,
Cherokee Purples out there if you want to.
And
really
one called Brandywine.
Pretty.
It's been out there for a couple of weekends now.
Okay.
So,
That was is that one that we used to get up north?
yeah.
It's heirloom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that sounds familiar.
Yeah, yeah. I'm almost sure. When I first saw it out there, I went, kind of cocked my head. I went, yeah, this is one that we used to do.
Haven't seen it a while.
It needs a home. It's sitting out here on the first table.
Sir, do you need help? What? Oh, okay.
All right. 210-308-8867. Yes, sir.
What was that? So there's squash that are out there. We have crooked and straight neck.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And some asparagus still. And I'm still looking.
Lots of peppers, Mark.
And peppers. Thank you, Calvin. We have Aladdin and Aristotle I was going to look them up during the break. Do you know what kind they are?
Pretty sure they're a bell.
Are they a bell?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
You know,
we had California Wonder earlier, but we still have some of those.
You know who really likes that Aladdin is Bart. He does all that gardening in containers.
Your eyes lit up yesterday when you said that, and I went, oh, I better look that up, because Calvin was right on it when he was talking about Aladdin. Or when I was talking about peppers, he went, Aladdin? Okay, so Bart likes that one?
He seems to be his favorite. I know he calls and says, is it here yet? And so, but it was here early in the year, this year, here at Milberger's for sure.
We have a few jalapenos out there that are a little unmarked.
Still can't find Serrano.
No.
Huh.
No, and we had 2 people yesterday came up and when I was looking at the tables and they were asking about it, and I went, no. But there's always a chance.
You know, the peppers have responded well.
Tracy always tells me that. There may be.
Theoretically, we can get it.
Yeah.
The wind hasn't seemed to phase those
not this week
peppers at all.
No.
They just you get them in the ground and then
especially those
fertilize and water them. They're going.
Especially those Aladdins and Aristotle. They are growing gangbusters, and they're looking very good. Very tall, very lush. Just saying out there, if you want some bell peppers.
How about Milton? Did you plant any of the the lettuce?
Oh, the Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's doing great.
How's it?
Yeah, I need to trim it and take some off and eat it.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting to do that. I did it a couple weeks ago and then made the mistake of not putting it in the refrigerator, just leaving it on the counter. It tends to wilt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
rather
happens.
quickly.
Yeah.
Can you train the feral cats to
pick it?
Pick it. And
put a little refrigerator outside that they
put
can
them in
store
little baggies or something.
Yeah,
like
that'd be
that.
nice.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I've planted it.
What does it taste like?
I planted it in big containers, spread over the area. I'm trying to get it to have a certified. To have the lettuce.
Oh, okay.
Growing like they used to do at KSAT. You know, every corner and every crack in the sidewalk they had the Crawford lettuce growing there. But so far, all I've got is just nice, big, lush-looking, nutritionally satisfying plants.
Yeah, no, they're pretty. Just as plants, they're very pretty. We don't have any more of those.
I think a lot of leaf lettuces should be planted along with pansies and snapdragons.
Oh, really?
Spectacular.
Well, they look good in a display. Even you had some.
No, Milton, that would be a disservice.
What?
To have lettuce to sell people right now.
Oh, okay. That's what I figured. And you're not going to do that, which is great.
On the other hand, I'm looking at the back of the Express News. We have a lot of things for sale here.
Mm-hmm.
Zinnias. This is sale 6 for $10. 6 4-inch. Is that correct?
It is
$10. Coleus the same. If you have some shade in the garden, you want a little color.
Mm-hmm.
Get some coleus. Again, 6 for $10. And then the sweet potato vine, I noticed that's going out.
Yes.
Very rapidly. A lot of people are buying that
Yep.
sweet potato vine.
How about the pentas? The pentas are on sale, but not the same price, I don't think.
They're the same price as the sweet potato vine.
Sale 5 for $9.50.
Okay. And they're just about there. I planted quite a few, and they're just starting to bloom. And of course, the zinnias are in bloom right away now. So if you're looking for a plant that's going to meet the needs of those monarchs that come, that zinnias are a good choice. And of course, the mist flower, unbelievable. I'm still fascinated by that gar. I don't know. It's so. I don't think I've ever seen a more attractive
the pink
gar flower. But
yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to take over like the normal gar of the landscape. Have you got any reports on that? Long distance?
No, but as pretty as it is, I think most people wouldn't mind it taking over.
It is pretty. What should people, if they were going to Google it to see what it looks like? What is? How do you spell it?
I'm a
Calvin?
horrible speller. Gaura. I think.
Gara.
Yeah.
Gara.
Okay.
It's not
Or
it's,
whirling butterfly.
Whirling butterfly?
Yes,
oh, we've talked about that before. Okay, I remember by that name. Yeah, you've had that before.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's a great looking. Okay, I'm
When
gonna
it
look
comes
at
to common names, be as creative as you can.
Okay.
lots of different colored lantanas too. With
Whirling
blooms
butterfly
on.
plant. Ooh, yep. Ooh, pink Gara. So, yep, you can find it online. You can see a picture. Then get on over here to Millburgers.
And this is an improved variety.
Okay.
An improved selection of the Gara.
All right,
Native
we're going
Gara.
to take a quick break. Come back in a moment with more of Millburgers Gardening, South Texas. Live from Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 and Boulevardy Road. I'm Milton Glueck with Mark Peterson, Dr. Calvin Finch. Come visit us. Come say hello. Give us a call. Back after this on The Answer.
We're back with Millburgers Gardening, South Texas, live from Millburgers Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 and Boulevardy Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 930 AM, The Answer.
And welcome back to Millburgers Gardening, South Texas on 930 AM. The Answer, our phone number 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. And give us a call if you've got a gardening question. Let's help you out. It's a beautiful day, beautiful here at Millburgers. And, well, looking at the 1 gallon tomatoes and the number 1 pot tomatoes. And we have all kinds of great things, lots of color, like y'all mentioned.
I was going to say, you're looking at the tomatoes, but how can you keep your eyes off the zinnias?
Yeah, they're pretty, aren't they?
Zinnias and that could be periwinkle, Cora periwinkle on the other side there.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
Wait, where? So where that?
So the nice coral colored plants, the bright coral.
Okay.
On the other side of the zinnias.
Oh, okay. That'd be kind of neat.
I'll have to check on that. But anyway, so a lot of people ask. I again think it's a little early for periwinkle or vinca, but
yeah,
I like it a little hotter for it.
Okay.
I have seen it growing between side cracks of the sidewalk. In other words, it's very indestructible.
Yeah,
and deer resistant.
I forgot to go check on
that's one of the key features for places like Fair Oak Ranch and Bernie and even other places that may have a lot of deer predation.
All right. And then there's the petunias next to them on the next table. They're pretty.
Yeah, it's a dark purple.
Well, there's a lighter one all the way at the end too.
Yes,
which is pretty. But no, the dark purple's gorgeous.
A little smaller flower. But yes, excellent color here today. And as we mentioned, some tropical material like hibiscus and bougainvillea. That's what Trace reminded me of.
Yeah. You know, the bougainvillea, there's the hanging baskets, and then there's the trellis. You know, are they called topiary bougainvillea or something like that, where they're grown as trees?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the name, Trey. That's the name I would use, topiary.
Okay.
But there may be another common name. They look like trees. How about that?
The tree
they're
really cool.
I want one of those tree bougainvilleas.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
You might want to come by and check that out, too, to see what it looks like, because I bet there's a place in your yard or patio that it would look absolutely great in. And we got what does she have with the orange flowers? Those are interesting. Can you tell in the basket? See, she's kind of wheeling it up. No, you're not seeing.
No, I think that's that orange version of Esperanza.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, and we have lots of Gold Star here too.
Yes,
in the 1 gallon.
And remember, get the Gold Star because it blooms even now.
Yeah.
Whereas the native Esperanza blooms only in the fall. So you get the Gold Star. Do it now.
We and a Gold Star. I mention this occasionally when we had the big freezes
Yeah.
Took it down to the ground, but it was back up like in 2 weeks. Maybe not fully, but very close. So it's one of those plants that, comes back angry.
It's one of those where it can grow very large.
Yes. No, this was almost a tree.
But people are very hesitant about pruning it in the fall.
Right.
I mean, in the wintertime, pruning it all the way down to the ground or at least 3 inches above the ground, which is what I recommend. And I said, don't worry, it'll come back. Mm-hmm. And it does come back right from the ground. It doesn't come back necessarily from the stems. Those freeze down to the ground.
But yeah, it was just amazing to watch because it was across the street from where we live and we like it. I mean, it was just really pretty. It was like, oh man.
You enjoy the color, but not the maintenance. You let that.
Yes, I get to enjoy the plant without taking care of it. But yeah, and so all of a sudden it was gone with the freeze. But then, like I said, 2 weeks later, up it came, and it was just amazing, kind of like the blue plumbago. But yep. 210-308-8867. Are there other San Antonio plants like that you can think of that the cold will knock down, but they just laugh at it and come back right away?
Oh, right away?
Very, very soon.
Yeah. Plumbago is a classic one.
Right.
A lot of your salvias may take a little bit longer, but they'll come back. Right now, Coreopsis is one of my faves. Mm-hmm. And that is one you take it right down to the ground, and then it will come back up.
They're blooming
right away.
They start blooming.
Yeah, that's why I say that they're blooming in and around the neighborhood.
The Coreopsis.
The Coreopsis, full leaf. I mean, lush looking.
And they cover a lot of territory.
Yeah.
They also are pretty drought tolerant.
Right.
That 2 inches of rain, I guess, it was all they needed because. They're thicker than I've seen them other times. But
no, I was looking down when you first said it. I was looking right at the fire bush below us here on the porch, and yeah, that comes back from the roots, but it does take a while. It has to get up into the 90 to 100 range. 100 degree range.
And what are we seeing?
Mist flowers blooming everywhere.
Yeah. And what do we, have you gone to the Certified Butterfly Garden at all?
Yeah, I kind of wandered out there. Mary's started to plant some new thing. What is she got? She's got, I think, zinnias she's put in there now. And, what would one of her taller plants? I can't remember what it was. The mist flowers in there, of course. She's got the smaller horse herb and our the other one we talked about yesterday.
Was that the frog fruit? Because that's one of my favorites. Nondescript, but a lot of butterflies actually feed on it. It's always amazing how butterflies can get nectar out of that little eye of flower. It's a tiny little pea-shaped flower.
Yeah, they like it. They really seek it out. Always on your horse herb. Always amazes me that the deer also seek it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, if you, in my neighborhood, where the deer are kind of always chomping at lawns, and then everybody says, "Well, they're
eating grass."
They're no, and of course, in a neighborhood like that's got all those trees. There's a lot of broadleaf weeds underneath the trees,
right.
And that's what they're after, horse herb. And I don't know if they eat the frog fruit. I think they probably do, but there's both of them there.
Various cool season weeds. Let's see, it's weeds to us, but buffet to them.
Yeah. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. You had a little deer incident today?
I did. It was what Milton's talking about. I walked the dogs in the morning, and I forgot to shut the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And so we walked around to our half mile, came back, and there the gate wide open. And I said, "Oh, I wonder if deer got in there."
How
But
long
sure
had you
enough-
been gone?
Oh, it takes. Well, I've got Westies. I don't know if you ever read about Westies. They're supposedly stubborn. I've got one that's stubborn enough for both. Darcy. Darcy likes to go slow. She likes to smell everything, and she likes to set a record for number of peas that she makes. You know, I think a 36 is.
Wow, is that the record? That's pretty good.
And Tilly likes to go potty over the top of him because she's in charge, you know. But anyhow, when there were 5 of the deer in there, and I was kind of saying, I hope they did not, those new roses I planted were blooming up a storm. And I said, gosh, I hope they didn't target the roses. Well, they didn't. They were busy with these new foliage on the trees and shrubs and things. But Tilly had a field day, chasing deer and going all different directions. And Darcy just settled down by me to watch the.
Yeah.
But quite often they get semi-tame in a neighborhood like that, and they've seen that they're familiar with the dogs. But they eventually say, well, hey, I don't want to be in this fenced yard anymore. So they look to find the gate, and eventually they all got out. So I was happy about that, without much damage. And my famous last words. I'll go back.
Yeah, I know. It's just like they're probably listening.
Yeah.
And they're going.
They do. We'll show him.
Hey, let's check again.
Here's
That buffet. A really good buffet over there.
All right. Do we have any of the things that we were talking about last week? What were the two? The purplish one? She's got something purplish there. So made me think of it. Is that the Misty or
salvia?
It is a salvia. I don't know what kind it is. Because flowers haven't
Doesn't
come
look
out.
like this. Well,
No, it doesn't look like the other one because the other one was the Misty Salvia. Was bred to be more compact. That looks like the more traditional Mystic Spires.
Looks very spiry.
Yes, so it's a little bit more open. Now, I am going to get some Mystic Spires.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. I have a shaded place. It's mostly shady. And that the blue,
well,
that particular one, it likes it can handle a little bit of shade, or the tropical salvia. I'm going to get.
Well, is that the same as the coccinia, the red one?
Yeah,
that's the one Trace. That's one of his favorites, I think. And they've got it here at Milton.
Yeah, they got it right around the corner, right behind your back there.
Yeah.
It's that's the one that I always recommend for shade. It says, people, if you want a bit of color.
It'll grow in the sun, too.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's very versatile. And the deer do not eat it.
Yes. Always a pleasure. I mean, a plus. A pleasure. It's a pleasurable plus.
Mm-hmm.
So, deer resistance is good for a lot of places around town that I mentioned earlier.
Cool. All right. 210-308-8867. Oh, did we talk about the herbs? I know you talked about the peppers and the tomatoes.
The peppers and tomatoes, we have a lot of those, but we also have a lot of herbs. A lot of the summer herbs are now coming in.
Oh, really?
So what that means is basil, oregano, thyme.
Rue. Do we have rue?
No, we don't have any rue, but there's some dill in there.
But
those
black swallowtails will be happy.
They'll be happy with that. If there's dill, parsley, or rue, they like that. But those there's a variety. Oh, lavender. There's some lavender over there.
Oh, that'll be interesting to see. You know, you mentioned that, Milton, that you wished that somebody, if they had success growing lavender, would give us a call, because lavender is not easy to grow.
It's not very easy to grow, and they had some French thyme, so they had thyme and lavender. Thyme for lavender. But it has to be well drained.
Yep. Do you have a question?
Yes, we do.
Can we ask it on the air? Come on the air with us. Grab that mic, and you'll be on the air.
Here's a microphone.
There you go. What's going on?
Ready to go.
All right. We have a brand new yard. We live in the south of Llano, Texas, and it's a zoysia combination grass. Do we need to fertilize that yard after it's been laid down? It's been down for about 4 weeks.
No.
No?
You don't have. Did you fertilize it before you laid it down?
No. It was completely, the ground was scraped clean and just put new soil down.
Okay. Traditionally, we would recommend you put it down like 4 or 5 weeks before you lay the sod down.
Okay.
But I think what I would do, you don't have to fertilize it. You could fertilize it in the fall, but I think if after it made some solid growth, especially if you get some rain or you can water.
Yeah.
It's not going to be useful to fertilize unless you can get water.
It's greening up nice.
Yeah.
And they're just want to make sure we come up to a good start, being at the spring right now. Summer's coming.
I would make if it's growing vigorously and you've got access to some rain,
yes,
or you can water. I think I'd look at about June 1st.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was going to say middle of May, maybe. I like June 1st too. A little bit will go a long way.
How about watering? What type of water cycle would I? It's got big trees over it, shaded trees, and then some of it's got partial sun.
Yeah.
So how long it's been in the ground? 4 weeks or 4 months? 4 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks, yeah.
But it's greening up real well. You've been watering it shallow a couple times a day or once? Once a day?
Once a day.
It's doing fine then. I would just keep switch over to twice a week for 3 or 4 weeks, and then to once a week after that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you're right on the edge, and so now you would be changing slowly from twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week, to once a week, and you do that over the next 3 weeks.
Alrighty.
Instead of you've been watering pretty shallow, those frequent ones.
Yeah.
You just put a little more water on when you do the once a week, so that it goes deeper for the roots.
All right. Now you said, I have to ask. You said south of Llano. How deep is your soil? Okay, that look told me everything.
It's good. It's beautiful soil.
Okay, so like it was an old field or yeah.
Yeah, sandy loam.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Well, how deep is it? Is it not?
No. So it's an old riparian area, old hayfield or yeah.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah, I traveled that area in my past. So that's what I thought. I want to make sure.
We get excited around here when we got
if we get 4 inches, we go.
No, we can go down 4 feet.
So I wanted to make sure you weren't on any hill or anything like that. You were down below, so that's good. No, well, I would if I'm doing once a week. Now, what type? It depends on the type of your equipment. You got a sprinkler, an oscillating, or one that goes. Okay. It's going to be 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes, once a week.
All righty, thank you all very much.
Yeah, thank you for coming on air with us. Appreciate it.
You have a good one.
All right, 210-308-8867. 210.
Did you like my sound effects?
Yes, the lawnmower, the sprinkler.
That's the input impulse spray.
And I thought of you last Monday on our watering day.
Yeah.
Because I was looking through our shed, and guess what I found? The Whirlybird sprinkler.
Oh, the best. Was it the yellow-armed one?
Yellow or green? I can't remember, but it might be yellow.
It may be a yellow. Green was a later version.
Oh, it is? Okay.
The three-armed sprinkler is still the best sprinkler in the world.
Okay, cool. All right, let's take a quick break. While we do, you give us a call, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Did you want to wait and talk about what you were talking about now, or
I don't have time. I got to get this back to Cappy so she can.
Okay, get it back to Cappy. So I don't want her to kill you.
All right. So some of those plants that I didn't even really know how to pronounce, much less had to look them up to figure out what they were.
Mm-hmm.
A Brita, rock on purple. I'm sure I'm going to butcher the pronunciation.
Which is gorgeous. Go look at it. And it's in a quart?
It'll be in a quart.
About how much do you think it'll sell for?
Oh, about $6.
Okay.
Centuria Silver Swirl.
Okay.
That'll be in a gallon. It kind of looked like a Dusty Miller.
Oh, okay.
But crinkly leaves.
Centuria what now?
Silver something.
Silver Swirl.
Okay, there it is. Oh, ooh. Huh. That's interesting looking. Okay. Yeah, it says snowflake.
Is that the same as attractive or
snowflake
interesting?
It looks almost like the lettuce does. It's very green, but yeah. So snowflake Dusty Miller is what it says on it, but okay.
Helianthus.
Uh-oh, spell that.
Helianthus. And apparently it's some kind of sunflower.
Yeah, that's the genus of sunflower.
Yeah.
Atlantis.
All right. Well, and it looks like a sunflower.
You ready?
Ready? Okay, sorry.
Homa caladium.
H-A-U-M-A?
H-O-M-A-L-O caladium. C-L-A-D-I-U-M.
H-A-M-O.
H-O-M-A.
Okay.
L-O-C-L-A-D-I-U-M.
All right.
Ribbon and curls.
All right. I'm looking. Ribbon and curls. Okay. Wow. Ribbon bush, terrific. Leafless plant from the Solomon Islands. Okay.
Lithidora.
Yeah.
I think we've actually had that before.
Okay. Can you get some easier to spell thing?
Tide Pool.
L-I?
L-I-T-H-O-D-O-R-A. R-A.
Okay.
Tide Pool.
Tide Pool. Okay. Ooh, that's okay. Ooh. Wow. Okay. That's a rich blue.
This one actually has a real name that y'all will know. Nepta Kitten Around. N-E-P-E-T-A. Kitten Around.
Mm-hmm.
And in the name should tell you it is a cat mint.
Oh, okay.
Kitten. Feral kitten.
Oh,
just kitten. I know there's some more. All right, here's a good one. P-T-I-L.
P-T-I-L.
O-T-U-S. Joey.
Oh, okay. O-T-U-S. Joey. I see Matilda. Okay, so I'm looking for Joey.
Matilda, Joey.
Okay.
It's
a pink purplish flower.
Yeah.
Australian?
Yeah. What size is the one that I was, that deep blue one that I was talking about?
Most everything's quartz.
Okay, good.
All right, here's one.
Okay.
S-A-X.
S-A-X.
I-F-R.
IFRAGA.
AGA. Marteau Rose.
Marta.
Marteau.
Oh, there it is. Marteau. I got Marteau Red. You think that's it?
No.
Okay.
Rose.
Rose. There it is. It does come up. Okay.
Pink or color.
Yep. Oh, okay. That's interesting,
Again, these
too.
are all new plants.
These are
gonna
cool,
be
yeah.
Here at Milberger's.
Marteau Hot Rose can be grown in full sun in warmer climates. It would benefit for some afternoon shade.
I think everything else are things that we've had before.
Cool.
So when are they supposed to be in?
Theoretically?
Theoretically, Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, okay. So if any of those strike your fancy,
Yeah.
come on in.
Or if you just want to see if they strike your fancy.
Now, if I have people...
Because some of them are pretty unfamiliar.
Yeah.
If I have people coming over for Easter and I want some instant color, do you have anything? Sometimes we talk about that I can brighten up my home.
Half of the store meets that criteria.
Okay.
Look through there, Milton.
Yeah, no, you can do the zinnia.
Peter brought in what I would call a good centerpiece.
What's that?
For Easter, bromeliads, lots of choices. And he brought some in that are multi-plants in one pot.
Okay, so it looks
if
really
you don't
full.
really want to see the person across the table from you, you can put that in the middle of the table and you don't have to look at them.
Wow.
You can make some adjustments.
Such a nice philosophy.
We got some short stuff, too.
Okay, in case you do like the people across from you.
You might like them.
Yeah, you might. You never know. Could go either way. And are y'all closed Easter Sunday?
We are.
Okay. So just letting people know. So they're going to want to come early.
Yes.
Come Saturday, no later than Saturday. Yeah. Anything else that you can suggest of? The bougainvilleas would brighten up the front yard?
Bougainvilleas, geranium baskets, indoor. Most people don't concentrate on their indoor plants. And where are you going to spend most of it?
Indoors.
Yes. So a nice selection of indoor plants can make a world of difference.
Okay. Very cool. And we've got them. Also have Douglas on the line with a philodendron question, 210-308-8867. Hi there, Douglas. Welcome to the show. How you doing?
I'm doing swell. I'm out here in this perfect weather, except I can't garden without the hose, so I'm suffering the drought like everybody else. But my question is, I've got a philodendron or a monstera. It's really not a philodendron, but they want to specify the difference because the philodendron has holes in the leaves and the monstera. Well, that's the opposite. Philodendron does not have holes, and the monstera has holes, but they're great big, huge leaves.
Yeah.
But I just wondered what to feed the thing. It's doing real good. It's recovered from the winter real well, and I'm using it for a cover out here on my patio, and I need to make sure it's healthy, so I need to feed it something, but I don't want to just throw the 1959 on there like I put on everything else. I was wondering if you know exactly what it needs.
Is that in a container?
Pardon?
Is it in a container?
No, it's growing in the ground. I got about 20 foot of it.
Nice.
Yeah, I could say 1959 would work just
don't use a lot of it, but because it's only 50% of the nitrogen is released immediately, and the other half is slow released, and then of course you've got the slow release, the phosphorus and the.
And the Milberger's version has a little bit of iron and sulfur in it as well. So that's why that's so good.
I can't make it to Milberger's because there's 2 traffic jams between here and there, and I can't navigate.
But you hit on the right thing. It's watering is the most important part of that philodendron.
Or should I water it after I fertilize it or before, or how?
Absolutely. Always water after applying fertilizer. Milton, what do you do? There's three things.
Water.
There's 3 things you need to do. Water, and water.
Right. Okay, well, it's looking good right now. So, but
Yeah, just
everything that looks good is at the end of my water hose.
be conservative in the fertilizer.
Yeah, a little dab will do you.
Well, look, I was thinking about planting some. I'd like to have some pumpkins or watermelons or something that'll have a real big vine that'll cover where I would have had a squash and cucumbers, but I want to just let that grow up with big vines. What would be what'll grow now?
How are the cucumbers doing?
Well, I didn't plant them because it ain't rained yet. I ain't planting anything till it rains. So
okay.
I'm gardening down at HEB.
Okay. Did you want a vegetable on that, or did you just want a little coverage?
Well, I'd like to have I used to get a lot of cantaloupes out there. Sometimes I had 40 or 50 in that little spot. But lately they don't do well because I'm getting some shade over there. And so I just want something with a big old vine that'll grow out there.
Tatuma.
Yeah, I wonder if that... have you tried tatuma, that Mexican squash?
I hadn't looked at anything yet, but I was just looking for suggestions so I could go to the...
Now, it'll cover a lot of territory, and it produces some really nice squash. It tastes like a summer squash. In fact, we recommend that people that have trouble with vine borers, that they go ahead and use tatuma instead of summer squash. But it's a very good plant, covers a lot of territory. We'll want to go across country if you let it.
All right. Well, that's good. That's what I need. I need something that'll...
And if you can't find the seed at your closest nursery, you just go on the internet or your garden club plant exchange, or you may have a neighbor that's grows it, because the seed lasts quite a long time. It's good squash seed.
Well, I'm around the corner from Fanick, so I can get them from them.
Oh yeah, they'll
Mike
probably
and Mark
have it.
will have it.
All righty.
Okay, well, I
Thanks, sir.
appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Good talking to you. Do you have a question, sir? Sir, in front of me? Did you have a question? Will you come on the air with us?
Sure.
Okay, grab the microphone, and you'll be on the air.
Real easy.
There you go. What's going on? You're on the air.
I'm looking for a plant that would be good for a small bed off my back patio, and the bed is maybe about 3.5 to 3 3/4 feet wide, so it can't be real big, and I'd like it to remain maybe 3 to 4 feet tall at the most, and it's got to tolerate almost full shade. We get about maybe 2 hours of little morning sun, and then it's in shade all the day until the late afternoon, when it'll be in the sun maybe 2 hours, something like that. And the soil right under the top soil is clay. I mean, it's bad. I dug it out. I went to plant, and I watered it. Ended up it was the wrong plant, so I took it out, and it's like a bowl. The clay just allows that water to remain. So, 7 inches, 6, 7 inches down, it's just going to be a bowl of water for a while if it gets heavy watering.
Have you tried any begonias in there?
Well, we're looking for something that's taller.
Okay,
maybe something that's got like 2 to 3 feet tall.
The begonias, I think Milton and I are into these Whopper begonias. They're about 3 feet tall. They're spectacular. They look just like these begonias, but they're this tall. They bloom. They're surprisingly drought tolerant. I kind of think they would be able to deal with that 6 or 7 inches of soil.
And what was the name of them again?
Whopper begonias. Now they're not here at the nursery yet. We're expecting them, but they have not. But they're spectacular. The other thing that might work is pentas. Have you ever grown pentas in there? Because the pentas respond to like 2 or 3 hours of sun, but they're mostly a shade.
Pentas. Okay.
I don't know that. Yeah, that's full.
All right, 210-308. Well, here, tell us what she's got there.
My wife was wondering what the difference is when they say on the tag takes full sun or indirect light. Does that mean no sun at all?
So indirect light, you think of where lots of big trees, and you have light streaming through. That's indirect light.
Kind of filter.
Yeah, filtered light. Okay. So my suggestions. Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those would be the two.
My suggestions.
Both of them are colorful.
Right around the corner here, you'll see a tropical or scarlet sage.
Okay.
All right. And then my other one, if it's as shady as you said with some light, spider lily. Spider lily will be a white flower, but it likes really, really dark shade. And then maybe some of the oxalis. I saw a purple oxalis here earlier.
Yeah.
But purple oxalis would be another one. Now that's going to be only this tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's tall. But the salvia will be this tall.
Oh, or taller.
Yeah, or taller. The spider lily would be about the same height.
Okay. And all these will flower if they get.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why we kind of made an assumption that you would like a little flower, some flowering. So that's why I turned around and started looking at the shrubbery and went, oh no, you want flowering. Actually, that it's an alocasia. And Trace always reminds me which one is alocasia and which one. But that looks like the big elephant ear one. So that would like that clay.
You think it could deal with the drainage?
Yeah, it could deal with the drainage because it sits on the edge of a riverbank. Is essentially what unfortunately they have escaped cultivation, kind of out there. So, but it would like that. Okay. Now that you said it had 2 hours of sunlight.
About 3 hours.
Yeah,
2 hours in the morning and maybe 2.5 to 3 hours. In the summer it will get more.
In the morning. Yeah, not afternoon.
That's full sun.
Yeah. Full sun in Michigan, maybe.
See, that's what doesn't make sense to me.
No, and then it says water medium.
But it says full sun or anything like that.
All right. I think it would be well. I think it would do good on that. However, during that time, you just have to watch it during the afternoon, or if it has afternoon sun.
And one thing I didn't mention is it's on a drip system that will go off once a week.
Okay. How long is the drip? For how long? This is what I used to do for solids.
Yeah, probably 25 minutes twice. It's 25 minutes.
Total.
It's about 50, 60 minutes. Yeah.
That's okay.
It doesn't. The water doesn't pool, does it?
Yeah, because of the clay. That's what we're worried about. Splitting up probably is better. So usually we say on a drip system once every week to once every other week, 60 minutes. So it's okay. I would do it like that.
You could experiment a little bit because that is a kind of a experimental situation there. We've got that poor drainage, but you also got that sun. You're right on the edge of that begonia and that penta. Both of them can take a certain amount of sun, but it goes over that edge, and then they're both shade lovers.
Yeah, so I will use combination. Yeah. Well, yeah.
So what is she saying?
When I see those, I always see them along a riverbank underneath lots of big trees.
Right.
Okay, what was she saying about that? What was she saying? We couldn't hear what she was saying.
The tag says Full Sun.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I
don't
see them in Full Sun. I see them in the filtered. That's where I see them.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, great questions. Great questions.
All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. All right, back in a moment with more of Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery, 1604 on Boulevardy Road, right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
There's your talking.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Oh, and Richard sent us a picture. I guess I'll wait till Calvin's through. Y'all are talking about sour orange, but this was I think the volunteer St. Augustine that was growing between he and his neighbor's home. Remember, he said he was going to send us a picture. You kept asking him if he was sure it was St. Augustine. So you think, yeah, it does. I've got to turn your thing up. You say it looks like it. Okay. Calvin is looking at it now. Yeah.
Doesn't look like rescue grass. What do you think, Trace?
No, this was growing between he and his neighbor's home. I got another picture if you want to see it. And you can show it to Mark when
Looks
you
like St. Augustine.
Yeah,
that's
kind of
to me, too.
Yeah. Mark, can you make it 3 out of 3? Mark's taking off his glasses. Yeah. Oh, he says yes. Okay, I'm going to get the other picture out.
Well, in fact, that's whatever that combination is a nice-looking combination.
Yeah, I was going to say, wow.
As long as you mold that, man, you keep that.
So his question was, had to step away from the radio. Is it St. Augustine?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, there we go.
Now, the other question was, he didn't think it was planted there.
Right.
And I'm like,
he thought
no, it was planted there.
Okay.
It could have been planted in his neighbor's yard, and then with him watering, it moved over.
Okay. All right. There you go, Richard. Hope that helps. 210-308.
Looks good, Richard, whatever it is.
Yeah, it sure does look good. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Okay, got about 10 minutes left while we wait for calls. We'll try to get you back on. But what you want to talk about, Trace? Anything people should be doing right now? Anything, with the chemicals or planting certain transplants?
We're about that time where fertilization for the grass is needed.
Okay.
We're almost done with being able to put compost. If we get warm next week, then it's too late to do compost.
Oh, huh.
So compost, fertilizer.
Like literally today, do it.
Pretty quick, yeah.
How hot is too hot?
It's really about nighttime temperatures.
Oh, how hot is too high nighttime temperatures?
It's more of a feeling.
Okay.
70 is the kind of a...
Just a rule of thumb. You know how I feel about rules of thumb.
Yes. If it stays below there, it's been 65 and 64. It's been pretty reasonable, 60 even.
Let's see what the weather is supposed to be this week. Okay. And I was telling them, although they don't want to believe me, that the Sinisa were blooming, and so I'm hoping for rain. I'm saying it's going to rain. I'm going out on a limb.
You might be alone in this one.
I might be, but me and the Sinisa, we stand together.
I'm gonna Milton. I'm gonna
20% chance on Friday night, 20% chance on Saturday.
Trace, have you heard any of the
light?
We've got
rain.
Rain.
Oh, okay.
The zoysia grasses. There's been a tradition of seeded zoysias come up every once in a while, and Milton and I got in a little squawk a little bit because I didn't have much confidence. One of the listeners called in.
There's no good zoysias by seed.
Okay, that was kind of our conclusion, but we wanted to verify with you that you agreed with. But we also always want to check and see things can change. But both Mark and I had 25-year or 30-year history of that coming through the back of catalogs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my reaction, that I didn't want him to get too optimistic that zoysia seed would work. It's never worked before. Maybe in other conditions, but not in Central Texas.
I could carry it, but it defeats the purpose of being successful. We want everybody to be successful.
Yeah, and we don't. It's not something we generally would be in. Experiment. We'd want to see results that were successful from an outside source rather than make our customers go through that.
All righty. Cool. Did you want to continue with your question? Will you come on the air with us? Will you come on the air with us? No. Okay, then you just talk to Calvin. All right. That's. It's not. All right, that's okay. You don't have to come on the air. What else? You were talking about sour orange with him, right?
Yes.
What were y'all? You were talking about the Calamondin.
So Calamondin is the sour orange that people use to cook with.
Right. How big does it get? I can't remember.
Yes, I think you're correct. It's rather smallish.
Yeah, that's what I kind of remember. I do.
If I remember
it being promoted to have a great fragrance when it was bloom. All of the citrus does, right? Yeah. Okay.
Now, in general, what are they using for the graft on citrus right now?
So there's not one answer to that. So some of them use trifoliata. Some of them use a sour orange that's not going to produce. And then we do carry a lot of them that are on the Flying Dragon.
Flying Dragon, which is diminutive.
Those are the three most likely scenarios.
Okay. I knew the answer. I was just
the Flying Dragon is a smaller one, right?
What?
The Flying Dragon is smaller?
It's a dwarfing rootstock.
Right.
So, yeah. It's
not that you want your citrus trees to get big, but normally you trim them down.
Yeah.
Especially the ones you're growing in containers.
So I was going to say, so even Arctic frost and orange frost are grafted now.
They are.
Yeah. So they're no longer grown on the root.
Probably been 7 or 8 years since they've been on their own root.
Yeah. So if you have one grown on their own rootstock, then that's great.
It's fabulous. Even if it froze to the ground, it would come back out true.
Mine did freeze.
So what's a good patio citrus? Can you do any of the oranges on a patio?
Sure, but most people are going to do lemons or limes since those are the most cold sensitive.
Right.
They really have to be in containers.
Oh, okay. So Meyer lemon, if you wanted kind of a sweet but tart. Do you think you could do Meyer in a container?
I know you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look like you know this from experience.
Most of the articles that you would read would be specifically about Meyer's lemon.
Okay.
But there's no reason you couldn't do that with any of them. The key is a big pot, feeding regularly, watering regularly, the right amount of sun, and you got to keep them out of the cold.
Yeah, so the cold, got to protect them.
So you could do key lime, Mexican lime.
Sure, any lime. Those are super sensitive.
Okay. And how tall will they get in that pot?
Well, you're supposed to grow it as a bush, not a tree.
Oh, okay. So you want to keep trimming it.
You don't. Yeah, it's awfully hard to move a 5-foot tree around, whereas it's much easier to move a 3-foot bush.
Okay. All right. 210-308-8867, but we're just about out of time looking at the clock right now. What else do you want to point out? I'd like to do the orange in a container, but you don't think that's going to work?
Any orange would be fine in a container as long as you move it in and out.
Okay.
In fact, many of them you need to.
Yeah.
Because the regular oranges don't tolerate the cold as well as the Satsuma oranges.
What's the smallest container I could get for that?
Half whiskey barrel, long term, but you could always step up 2 to 4 inches at a time until you get to the bigger pot.
Okay, that's good advice. Thank you, man.
A few years of easier moving.
So now we just have maybe about a minute. What else do we need to know?
Lots of plants on sale.
Yep, lots of great plants on sale.
Good color.
Yep, and some really neat stuff coming in next week, right?
Yes, and since Calvin's not up here at the moment, we got to say zinnias.
Okay,
Yeah,
you got to by law.
Great selection of zinnias.
Okay, zinnias for the sun and impatiens for the shade.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did see a lot more Vinca available next week, so we
We're
should be
getting there?
building the numbers.
Okay. What? Oh, okay. More Vinca's coming, and then I was going to ask you. From seed and stuff. When do you do Cosmos? Is that?
I would assume fall.
Okay.
I would think fall.
Yeah, you could if you had planted them out in February or March, you could get a slight summer.
Okay, I just found a packet.
but it would be summer, and then you did it again next fall, and then it would be better.
We'll say goodbye for today. We're back next Saturday, and we'll see you then with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. I'm Milton Glueck. Thanks to Al for doing a great job. Thanks to you for listening. See you next week on The Answer.